North Korea set for face-off with South. Moon reveals he is open to meeting Kim Jong-un. President Moon revealed he would be open to meeting Kim Jong-un, but only under the right circumstances and not just for the sake of it. It comes as delegates from South Korea begin preparations for the first military talks with North Korea in 3 years following yesterday's deal. On Tuesday, the two rival nations met for the first time since 2015 to discuss the upcoming PyeongChang Winter Olympics at the heavily fortified demilitarization zone, DMZ. Experts fear the talks could be a plot by North Korea to drive a wedge between the US and Seoul. Some have even suggested that Kim Jong-un's regime may be using the talks in a bid to force South Korea to lower sanctions on Pyongyang. In his announcement today, President Moon confirmed Seoul has no plans to ease sanctions on North Korea, but added that denuclearizing the Korean peninsula is a aim that cannot be abandoned. The South Korean president said, "The denuclearization of the Korean peninsula the two Koreas agreed upon jointly in the past is our basic stance that will never be given up." He also added that he did not want the immediate reunification of North and South Korea. On Tuesday, North and South Korea agreed at their first formal talks to resolve all inter-Korean matters through dialogue and to revive military talks prevent escalating tensions. The U.S. has warned North Korea that it could face a strong military response if diplomatic talks fail amid heightened tensions. The U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said that while diplomacy was preferred, those diplomatic efforts are backed by a strong military option if necessary. Mr. Tillerson's chilling warning comes after Donald Trump hit back at Kim Jong-un saying, "I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works." The U.S. president's comment came as a response to the North Korean dictator's New Year's speech where he threatened the U.S. and claimed a nuclear button is always on his desk. The despotic leader also said Pyongyang was open to talks with South Korea, which have now been scheduled for next Tuesday. But Mr. Tillerson has warned that if denuclearization talks fail with the U.S. and its South Korean ally, that strong military options are available. The U.S. Secretary of State said, "I think the rhetoric that North Korea understands is that while it is our objective, and the president's been very clear, to achieve a denuclearization through diplomatic efforts, those diplomatic efforts are backed by a strong military option if necessary. That is not the first choice, and the president's been clear that's not his first choice, but it is important that North Koreans, as well as other regional players, understand how high the stakes are, in an effort to ensure our diplomatic efforts are fully supported. The North Koreans have to understand that the penalties to them will continue and will only grow more severe in terms of sanctions actions and other actions until they do get on a pathway to achieve that objective that the entire world hopes to achieve." Mr. Tillerson also made clear that complete, verifiable and irreversible denuclearization will be the aim of any dialogue. He said, "We clearly need a signal from North Korea that they understand these talks must lead to that conclusion. The pathway of how you get there, that is the nature of a negotiation. There will be some give and take to achieve those objectives. So that objective has never changed." North Korea's state media last year announced that Kim Jong-un's regime will not continue to enhance its nuclear capabilities in 2018.